Good morning and welcome viewers. We hope you're ready to begin your day with the latest headlines. From DD News Studio, we welcome you to the Breakfast News. Now the headlines. Good morning and welcome viewers. We hope you're ready to begin your day with the latest news. Nirmala Sitharaman launches 1,246 crore development projects in Meghalaya. DEO reviews preparations for electoral roll revision in West Khasi Hills. PM Sangma said Meghalaya has urged the centre to reconsider the ceiling imposed on externally aided projects during the 16th Union Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman laid the foundation stone for development projects worth Rs 1,246 crore in Meghalaya, covering roads, logistics, tourism, education and livelihoods. She said the North-East is now central to India's growth and stressed the need for better connectivity and infrastructure. Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma said Meghalaya is implementing externally aided projects worth over 12,000 crore, adding the initiatives are transforming lives and strengthening the state's development. The program also included the launch of key road and tourism infrastructure projects across the state.
The government has placed connectivity, infrastructure, sustained ministerial attention at the heart of its development approach for the Northeast. This has not been a distant or occasional engagement. Since 2014, the Prime Minister has visited the Northeast over 75 times. The Chief Secretary literally said all these facts, and I'm just repeating because these are worth repeating for a region which has just waited for too long for its righteous development. So the PM, since 2014, has visited Northeast for over 75 times. The union ministers have visited the region more than 700 times. And just now you had the Chief Minister say, just in June, I was waiting to hear, and he didn't say it, thank God. I was waiting to say, will you all leave us to work? Stop visiting us. We've had an overdose of central ministers coming. I was just waiting to hear it, but he's a gentleman, he doesn't sort of say inhospitable things. So, no, but the fact is that honestly we want to work, we want to perform, we want to be with the people of Northeast and see if we can do.
District Election Officer Hima Nayak reviewed preparations for the Special Intensive Revision SIR of the electoral roll with October 1st, 2026 as the qualifying date. House-to-house verification by booth-level officers will be conducted from June 30th to July 29th, while the draft electoral roll will be published on August 5th. Claims and objections can be filed until September 4th, with the final electoral roll set for publication on October 7th. The DEO stressed timely completion of all activities and sought the cooperation of political parties to ensure a transparent and error-free revision process.
We involve political parties from day one. You must have seen during MCC also we conduct meetings with them and so many other things, because we want all the political parties to have the level playing field. That is the reason ECI had involved BLAs. BLAs will not have access to anything. BLAs will just physically collect the form in case of some delay in BLO.
Chief Minister Conrad K. Sangma said Meghalaya has urged the centre to reconsider the ceiling imposed on externally aided projects during the 16th Finance Commission period. He said the state, which had a funding ceiling of around 3,500 crore, was able to secure projects worth nearly 12,000 crore through sustained efforts. Sangma noted that while about 90% of the loan component is borne by the Government of India, states must contribute 28% of project costs. Expressing optimism, he said Meghalaya hopes the ceiling will be removed or significantly enhanced to enable more development projects in the future.
The ceiling was not there for the different states of the Northeast. As I mentioned to you, 90% of the loan taken is repaid back by Government of India. And hence, at a certain point in time, the ministry felt that there were certain states who were taking more and certain states were not getting as much. And Meghalaya happened to be the ones which was taking more. So therefore, the finance ministry felt that they should put a ceiling on how much a state can take. So 3,500 crores was a ceiling that was given to us last time. But as you know, add up all together, the projects that we managed to get up and hook up for ourselves was about 12,000 crores. This year we have requested that that ceiling concept should not be there for the 16th Finance Commission period. So it's really now up to Madam Finance Minister and to Government of India and especially to Honorable Prime Minister to decide that. We have to also remember that state government still has to pay 28% of the amount. 72% is repaid back or paid by the Government of India. 28% comes on the state government. So we still need the capacity to be able to pay at least the 28% also. So it's not that we can go for unlimited projects to the extent that we would want to. So we have appealed. We're waiting for a final response from Ministry. Okay?
The Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council witnessed heated exchanges over the collection of court and stamp fees in district council courts, with several MDCs questioning the legal basis of a 2024 executive order. Replying during question hour, Executive Member in charge of Law and Legal Matters, Deity H. Majau, said the fees are collected under the KHADC court fees rules and have been in practice since 1953. Later, opposition MDCs staged a walkout after Chairman Strongpilla Karjana disallowed discussion on the KHADC Service Rules 2026. Opposition leader Tito Starwell Chine protested the ruling, arguing that members were being denied the opportunity to debate the proposed rules.
Kalau dia ke chair mengansa ya kena bilang frivolous. Simple as that. Frivolous and meaningless. Kata si karuling yung issue apa pinay kanina. Hangir ngala panay kata boleh. Boleh. La ya kata boleh la. Hangno tho bong la. Mula naman bila ada admit yes la admit ngala. Under which rule bangamla? Under which rule bangamla bangani? Ngomong bayo. Laba jen ba free phrase ya kan ya? Laba jen ba free phrase ya kan ada kamu yang nganai galat. Andai hande la dilit, la pentau ba fila dilit. Lara pila dilit ngaru nganam sa hi bangan sa ba discuss it. Kata service rule ke ban AA nang kata kinong tre. Mr. Chairman, sir, I beg to move that clause 2 of the rule do not stand part of the Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council. Service Rule 2026.
Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council Chief Executive Member Winston Tony Lingdor informed the House that the council provides financial assistance of Rs 4,000 for minor natural calamities and up to 15,000 for major damages subject to fund availability. Replying to a query raised by Equator Nongrang during the KHADC budget session, Lingdor said there is no fixed relief scheme and assistance is processed after submission of required documents. He urged affected residents and MDCs to submit complete proposals to ensure timely release of aid.
Nadu kani ka budget session adin ke jinga menjur lang jong ke yeng hi borok away yin sayo pan perlaj ya kani ka pisa ka badang sa ka badai bet natural calamities. Baro kini kinyo pungut ki beneficiaries ki layo pan perlaj ya kani ka pisa ka badai bet natural calamities. Handrai ha ka badai bat proposal ke barang mai ke bangiyo pan pediang ngadu si tarik April hadu menta namar ba ko mga ong mentan kadang ban ko code of accounts ni patman tingka ya kan natural calamities bat ya kiwe ikam ti ya kani ni patla pan siu yen siyo pan siu dang layo pan pas ya kani ke budget ke menta shushu na syukwa ban ya tu ita house ba hakini kislam ki pla adat ni layo ban perlut hadu lainak safunyo hajar ke jingyarap syakini kilanat iba syak penjulur ke yeng kesem ke jongki hakabai dai bat ka natural calamities. Tegage I member beron I asyai kini ke jing jubah ke jonga.
The Khasi Hills Autonomous District Council passed its 2026-27 deficit budget, projecting expenditure of 214.60 crore against revenue receipts of 214.43 crore, resulting in a deficit of 16.92 lakh. Presenting the budget, Executive Member in Charge Finance Seiborlang Warba emphasized financial discipline and efficient use of council assets. The budget, approved by voice vote, will cover salaries and other expenditures of the executive, legislative and judicial wings of the KHADC. The Divisional Soil and Water Conservation Department, Juwai, in collaboration with Kursukpo Khatar Wenai, observed World Environment Day at Minthong under the theme Inspired by Nature for Climate, for our future. Addressing the event, El Shabong stressed the urgent need for water conservation, noting that nearly half of Meghalaya's surveyed springs have shown declining discharge. He highlighted a state-funded project supported by the Asian Development Bank to construct 533 water harvesting structures across Meghalaya. The program concluded with a tree plantation drive using the Miyawaki method at Kursukpo Khatar Wenai Community Land, Minthong. West Garo Hills Police arrested 6 persons for allegedly using fake GHADC work orders and forged documents to cheat businessmen. The accused were nabbed from Guwahati and Tezpur, Assam, and police recovered fake documents and 50,000 cash. Preliminary investigation revealed the gang had already duped a Gujarat businessman of 3 lakh and was planning to collect commission on a fake work order worth 46 crore. Superintendent of Police Abraham T. Sangma urged traders and contractors to verify all government work orders before making payments. And now let us move on to the regional news. Nagaland Chief Minister Nefu Rio called for advance financing support and a fast-track clearance mechanism for externally aided projects in northeastern states. Speaking at a seminar in Shillong, Rio said the reimbursement-based funding model and delays in approvals often affect project implementation and stressed the need for stronger project planning and institutional capacity. Now the national news. Prime Minister Narendra Modi disbursed incentives worth 2,400 crore under the Pradhan Mantri Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana in New Delhi. The scheme has supported the creation of around 15 lakh jobs, with incentives provided to first-time employees and employers, generating additional employment. Addressing the event, Modi said India's youth will drive global growth, innovation and entrepreneurship while emphasizing skill development and quality standards. He added that around 10 lakh beneficiaries have already received incentives directly in their bank accounts under the scheme.
आज 2 लाख से अधिक रजिस्टर्ड स्टार्टअप और वो भी देश के हर जिले में आपको स्टार्टअप नजर आएंगे। ये आंकड़े विश्वास देते हैं कि भारत का युवा आने वाले वर्षों में दुनिया की ग्रोथ, इनोवेशन और एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप का नेतृत्व करेगा। आज भारत दुनिया के साथ नए ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट्स कर रहा है। ऐसे समझौते जो भारत के उद्योगों के लिए नए बाजार खोल रहे हैं, ऐसे समझौते जो भारत के प्रोफेशनल्स के लिए नई संभावनाएं बना रहे हैं। पिछले महीनों में भी यूरोप के अनेक देशों के साथ महत्वपूर्ण समझौते हुए हैं। ये समझौते भी देश में लाखों की संख्या में नए रोजगार का बनाने का माध्यम बन रहे हैं।
Let's take a look now at the international news. Israel and Hezbollah have agreed to a ceasefire in Lebanon following an escalation in fighting that threatened efforts to turn the temporary truce in the Iran conflict into a broader regional peace arrangement. Meanwhile, U.S. President Donald Trump's special envoy Steve Witkoff is set to travel to Switzerland for the first round of talks with Iran on a potential nuclear agreement, according to media reports.
He warned that upcoming talks would not be easy, saying if the American side wants to be
Now the sports news. Colombia opened their FIFA World Cup Group K campaign with a 3-1 victory over Uzbekistan at the Estadio Azteca. Goals from Daniel Munoz, Luis Diaz and Diminton Campos sealed the win, while Abosbek Fezule scored Uzbekistan's first ever World Cup goal. The debutants put up a spirited fight after equalizing in the second half, but Colombia's superior finishing proved decisive as they began the campaign with 3 points.
Diaz. They've got so many runners here, Colombia. Munoz, one of those! Party time in Mexico! Mexico City for Colombia. Step through here, albeit wide. Held back in by Handamov. Ooh, is he going to go in? It is! What a moment! Uzbekistan are level. And Bosbek Faizulayev has sent that small pocket of Uzbek fans into sheer pandemonium. Now, Puerta.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi will visit West Bengal tomorrow to lead International Yoga Day celebrations at Kolkata's Red Road. In Meghalaya, hundreds of students participated in a yoga training program at Balawan College, Umsning, organized by the Ribhoi District Yogasana Sports Association and Mera Yuva Bharat. The event also included a pledge and signature campaign under the Nasha Mukt Bharat Saptah initiative to promote a drug-free society. Speaking in Shillong, yoga instructor Eugenia Heck said Yoga Days serve as a reminder to care for the mind, body and soul and uphold the true essence of yoga.
For me personally, every day is a yoga day, but since the entire world comes together to celebrate this important day, I feel it is a reminder to take care of our minds, our body, our souls. Just like the definition of yoga or the goal of yoga is to unite the mind, the body, the spirit. The same thing, this day reminds each and every one of us to look at ourselves in the mirror and examine ourselves. How do we feel, not only externally, but internally as well? By practicing yoga every day, we get a lot of numerous benefits for our physical body. One first thing is we can stay fit, we can stay active. We have the flexibility, the mobility to move around, to pick up things, to climb the stairs, to go about throughout our day. The other benefit is it helps our mind remain calm. It reduces stress for working people with a lot of office stress, a lot of things going on to different professionals. So it helps combat stress. And at this modern age where a lot of people suffer from high blood pressure problems, so it has a lot of health benefits when it comes to high blood pressure, when it comes to heart diseases. So it helps each and every people with these diseases. So for this year's International Yoga Day is Yoga for Healthy Aging. So my message for this day is try practicing yoga even at your houses. So just by sitting in the correct posture, doing a few pranayama, doing a few breathing practices will have numerous health benefits.
And now for the weather report. First, let's take a look at the weather report in Tura. Minimum temperature 24 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 30 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 77%, rainfall 1.0 millimeter. Moving on to Shillong, minimum temperature 19 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 25 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 83%, rainfall 8.9 millimeter. Meanwhile, in July, minimum temperature 20 degrees Celsius, maximum temperature 24 degrees Celsius. The relative humidity is 84%, rainfall 1.6 millimeter. And the forecast in Tura, Shillong in July says cloudy sky with moderate rain likely to occur at many places. And now, before we come to the end of the news, let us take again the quick look at the headlines. Nirmala Sitharaman launches 1,246 crore development projects in Meghalaya. DEO reviews preparations for electoral roll revision in West Khasi Hills. CM Sangma said Meghalaya has urged the centre to reconsider the ceiling imposed on externally aided projects during the 16th Finance Commission period. Khan protested the ruling, arguing that members were being denied the opportunity to debate KHADC witnesses heated exchanges. Opposition walks out. Prime Minister Narendra Modi disbursed incentives worth rupees 2,400 crore under the Pradhan Mantri Viksit Bharat Rozgar Yojana in New Delhi. Prime Minister disburses 2,400 crore under employment scheme. Well, viewers, thank you for watching Breakfast News. Stay tuned for the Kasi News Bulletin coming up next. You can also follow us on our social media platforms for the latest news updates. Until then, this is Grace Flikarkungor signing off. Have a wonderful day ahead.